And we are live, guys.
Hello there.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute you, but probably we are both clicking this at the same time.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Great to see you today. I'm here on Callstack livestream. It's Tuesday, and we decided to spend this evening. It's evening for us. It's almost evening for us to talk about Node API in React Native. So, as always, for me, those streams are a way to learn something new, and this is definitely something new. Like, this is one of those occasions when the topic that we are going to discuss is very new, and it's actually scares me a little bit. I'm gonna show my uneducated side here, because I think it's let's just start with it. Can you guys introduce yourselves and maybe tell me how did you ended up working on this together? Kren, you can start.
I hope that we will get to a point where it's not scary. So my role here is basically I helped build the Realm SDK for MongoDB, and it got sunset last year. And I've been trying to find ways of applying some of the knowledge and sunk cost that I have invested in the community, trying to just make myself useful. And when I saw this talk about Node API from Jamie Birch at the React Summit US last year, I was in New York, and I was trying to I wanted to get the auto merge library, which is a Rust library. I wanted to get that to work for React Native, basically. And it was like a task in front of me where I needed to bridge this Rust library in some way, using a C bridge. And the prospect of writing and maintaining a manual C bridge was just not an option for me. Like that's something I could get paid to do, but it's not something that I would do voluntarily. So I needed a better solution, and I think this Node API stuff that we've been working on is the perfect solution for that. And we can get into the details of why that is, but that's my main motivation right now. It's just like I have this need I want to build more with Rust in the ecosystem, and I think that Node API is a great way of doing that. Specifically because of some of the tools that we have available in the community as well. But that's my very egocentric approach to it. The Realm SDK had a binding for both Node API and JSI. So I've been seeing both sides of interfacing with the JavaScript engine. And that's my motivation, I guess. And what brought me here. And then Mario, I guess the reason why I got to work on this with Callstack was that November in New York, I also met up with Mike Grabowski, and we had some conversations there at the hotel and talked about these new opportunities that we saw. And I wanted to involve myself with people that were like-minded and very knowledgeable, and had somebody to talk to about this sort of thing, because my current situation at MongoDB is that I'm building developer tools now, focusing on an Electron app, and I'm not actively contributing to React Native in that context. So it's mostly my own time.
And Mario is definitely that, and fun, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Someone fun to work with.
Look at him. He's like, what? Crack a joke,
Is it
Mary.
the same person?
No, that wasn't ironic. That wasn't ironic. I spent a lot of time with Mario as well. We've been around the world together. Let's say we've been to a few conferences together, and I love spending time with him. I can say this: Mario is a little bit intimidating for me. Again, for the same reason that I started this stream, because I'm mostly a React Native developer, maybe mobile developer, but Mario has a knowledge from all around computer science. So this will be fun. This will be fun for me, definitely.
I wanted to say that you're not alone, Łukasz. I'm also feeling a bit stressed because it's a React Native experts podcast. I don't feel good in React Native. But okay, how did it start? Actually, it was Mike's idea. Like everything, I think Mike is the catalyst of great ideas. Like if we can start talking about like implementing some weird and interesting ideas, but we're just talking until Mike comes into the room. It's like, okay, now we're doing it. Now we have to deliver. We have to ship. We have 2 weeks. And this is how it started. I think mid-February this year, Mike said like, hey, there is this Node thing. Like there's like this Node API. Can we run JavaScript and like Node along inside, like next to React Native? And I said like, yeah, probably yes. Like we can try. I can make a POC. And he said like, okay, you said it. You have to deliver. So a bit. I think also in February I managed to make runs like Sodium, like a Node Sodium library. And it was this moment when Mike said, okay, now we have to really invest into this. And this is how I met Cran, because like we were introduced and start working on this together. And this is basically how the history started. Everything else is just history, and it's being an amazing collaboration, I would say.
I agree.
So, guys, like usually the streams. Oh yes, thank you so much for the comments. So I was just going to say that like the streams that I usually host are more unscripted than not. We are here to have fun. We are here to learn something new. I will definitely do that. And we are here to interact with the community. So I invite everyone of 66, 67 people watching right now to just say hi to us on the chat. Let us know about your questions. Let us know like what do you want to know about this. And yeah, we will definitely come back to your questions and like, yeah, let's interact. So the way I usually host those streams is unscripted, but we do have some tools. I have a Save for Stream browser ready that I will screen share, and maybe together we can like figure out the scope for our tasks for today. Because what I think is important for all of us, and for me in particular, is to like even understand what we are talking about when we talk about Node API capability for React Native. So I'm gonna share my screen now. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna do share the whole entire screen. And that's my notes for today.
Awesome. I mean, maybe I'm reflecting. My mind is going off about this whole thing about it's gonna be very technical or it's gonna be intimidating, the content. I think thinking about like our role in a community like this, we're highly technical in a very narrow band in some ways, and we're also very broad, right? I think we're sometimes like you can see as a developer somebody that's very knowledgeable about a lot of things or very knowledgeable about like a specific thing. And I think really good developers are both, like have some depth in one area and then have a broadness as well. And I think what is intimidating for a person with a very narrow set of skills is the fear that you're lacking perspective or you're lacking context, right? Because Lukáš, like there might be really good options available for some of the solutions we're bringing to the table that we don't know about, right? Other alternatives that we haven't tried, or the developer experience of other tools that we haven't tried that we don't know about. So I think that's a valuable point to bring. Like even if you're not super knowledgeable about like Node API, I think what I also want to see from the stream maybe today is there might be people here that have great ideas for the developer experience or something they've tried elsewhere that they want to see in the same space here. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. And like this is the beauty of working in open technology, right? So we are not working in closed ecosystem where everything is given and like the barriers are really rigid. Our barriers are just technical. Our barriers are no one ever did that in this way. So it's not available for most of the people out there to try it out because they'd have to build it from scratch. but we have people on the forefront like you working with Node API, like Mark from Margello working on Nitro modules, etc., that are broadening this space. So it makes sense. Like your comment makes so much sense, because like for usual developer, for like everyday developers, they will not build those kind of developer tooling, like ecosystem tooling from scratch. They would use it, and it's important that we bring a good development experience to the table so that they are like able to use it without any with as little friction as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like using tools is also a really good way of like, especially if you see some issues, if you find some things that might be better, like just voicing that and like starting a conversation about it, because it might be super obvious to you, but it might not be super obvious to the person developing the experience.
So starting from a simple Google search. So I'm gonna write Node API for React Native.
By the way, can I say,
yeah,
I'm stopping you all the time. I just want to call out that I'm super grateful that you're calling it Node API and not Nappy, right? It's a thing. Like it used to be called Nappy or NAPI, and now it changed name. So that's also something that I think we should be aware of. I think it's great that you're using the right name.
Okay, cool. I'm using this name because I'm not familiar with Nappy, right?
Okay.
I'm familiar with this because I've read the announcement and I know that you've been working on it. And like it makes so much sense to call it Node API, because it brings the familiarity right to the name instead of hiding behind acronyms.
Yeah, I agree.
So the first thing that I want to give everyone is this. If you want to learn more, just like go to this link, and you can find everyone that was working on it here. You can find very good explanation here, and this will be our like starting point. So I'm gonna put it in our notes as well. But then, guys, like I said, let's maybe gather like a brainstorm of ideas, how to unpack this, is this even a good name for those nodes? Node API for React Native?
I think so.
I agree with Karen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like what comes to your mind? Like, how should we start unpacking this topic? Like,
I think
what are other topics that we should try?
One thing that we should talk about is what it's not.
Okay.
Then I think we should talk about like what it is on the very, maybe potential like the very deepest level. Like, because it's actually fairly simple once you think about it.
So do you know what I want to know? I want to know what is Node API.
Yeah.
In context, not in context of React Native, but in context of like general what it is.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Let's
Sorry?
put that number 2, because the what is not is very fast, I think.
Okay. Let's do this. I want to know, and let me know where it falls into our outline for this live stream. How does it compare to TurboModules and Nitro modules? Because I think like on the conceptual level, those are maybe not interchangeable, but like similar in what they are trying to accomplish. Do you agree?
The closest thing, yes.
What other kind of topics? What should we put in the bucket as well? Or we can start with this and just go with it.
Yeah, I think maybe the community will have some good questions after.
I think at some point we want to look at an example.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes, please. I checked if my Xcode is working, and I cleared the recent project list, so I can actually share my
Did you
Xcode.
clear your Metro cache as well? And no.
We will have some issues anyway, so it doesn't make sense to prepare for live stream because issues will come. So hacking. Let's create a hello world. And I remember, Crane, you said there is a repository.
There's a repository, and we can go through like each of the tools that it has and why we built them.
So are those like packages or just like tools?
Some of them are packages, and some of them are CLIs.
Okay. Should we discuss, and let's just put it on the list, and if we get there, we will get there. Should we discuss how you build it? Oh, so there are like two, sorry, let me backtrack. There are two ways of looking at this. We can look at it from the bottom up, meaning you created this, so let's just talk how it works under the hood. So how it works under the hood, but also how we're supposed to use it. So from
maybe I will
top
reverse
down.
those two. It's easier to show you like first. Okay, this is how you do, and then if you're interested, like okay, let's go do the deep dive.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to postpone the topics that we can talk about forever. Like let's go with the ones that are fast first.
Let's maybe start. And so, Kren, maybe you can start. What is it not?
Okay, so I think it's as you said, it's not hiding behind an acronym. It's very much what it is, right? And if I ask you what is the Node API, then people could be talking about the built-in modules that are available in Node. So that could be when you do Node:/fs that you import, or like the file system or the path, or all these different built-in APIs that Node.js provides. And this is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the FS or the path or the HTTP or all those different packages that you use in a Node.js process.
Let me unwrap it for my mind and maybe for some less technical people on the stream as well. You're saying that this is not a library that allows me to use Node APIs in my React Native app. So I cannot access file system on my mobile through this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will maybe correct it tiny bit. Theoretically, if you create an add-on, like this gives you the mechanism to do this, but by itself, it doesn't give you the ready implementation of like FS and whatever Cran just mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good nuance. Like many of the built-in modules are built using Node API, right? Many of the built-ins in Node.js is. Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's one of the things that it's not. I can enumerate on a lot of things that it's not, but I think that's
maybe
like
Mario can add something. What is it not?
No, I think this basically nails it perfectly.
It's
because this is
main...
mostly what's common misconceptions. Like people thought, I can use like crypto from Node. It's like not per se. We have a nice question here.
Yeah, that's actually a question that we already like touched upon. How does it compare to TurboModules and Nitro modules? But maybe like we can reiterate on this.
Like I think we should go through what it is, so it kind of unfolds properly. Because like if we're gonna jump, then it's gonna be a little bit chaotic.
Sure.
I think maybe there's something more that is not. So it's not like a drop-in replacement where we can just like take. You cannot just take any package built for Node.js and just magically like run it on your React Native app. Like there is some rebuilding involved. If you have like a library, like a package that has a Node add-on built for it, it's you cannot necessarily, like, you cannot just take that and run it directly. There is a build step involved, which is some of the tooling that we've built. So
okay.
Yeah, but again, there is one nuance here. You can take existing add-on and build it. You don't need to change any source code. So on source code level, we are compatible.
Okay. So, can you then tell me this? So what is the like initial, like boiled down to very basic use case challenge that you were trying to solve over the past half a year?
The challenge like that we were solving with this, I think there are actually like a couple of people involved in the project, and what I got is like we all have different approaches to the need for this. I spoke to my need, which was generating bindings for Rust libraries. That's my strongest need right now, and that's what I'm trying to solve using Node API. And I'll get into why I can do that with Node API, but that's like the need that I'm having.
What would be the simpler use case than this?
I would say you can take any add-on that's existing for Node.
What's add-on? Let's not use the
native
words
module
from Node ecosystem.
So somebody wrote a native module, like an implementation of some kind. Let's say SQLite, or you want to do cryptography in your React or whatever, like in JavaScript.
So someone wrote it for Node already.
Yes. And the goal of this project is you don't need to modify this library, add JSI bindings to it. You just take this code, build it through our CLI, and you can directly use it in React Native. No need to upstream any JSI bindings.
Can I just say this? So what it is, the goal is to allow usage of Node add-ons.
Think native modules.
You can say, yeah. Native modules would be the React Native way of saying it.
Yeah, okay.
And basically this allows us to use the big ecosystem of Node in React Native.
Yes.
Allows of big Node ecosystem in React Native. I think that's a really good explanation of this.
But yeah, I'm gonna be the party killer again with the caveat, right?
Exactly.
Because there is this caveat that we just mentioned, is that if you don't have the runtime, like the built-in modules for Node.js available, like the file system, the path or whatever, if that's used in this Node.js package, then it wouldn't work.
So it's like you need to have all your, like, let's say, dependency tree available through React Native in order to use that package. If that package is using something from Node ecosystem, you have to have it ported already for your React Native use case.
Mostly
Would
correct.
that be a simplified, correct statement?
Yes.
Where
in general, Node provides some add-ons like libraries with it. It's like batteries included, but our solution don't. So you have to
like
find
standard library, STD.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you write a CLI, you have like a FS, you can open a WebSocket or whatever.
Yeah.
Our solution doesn't provide the implementation for it. You can look or implement it yourself, but theoretically it's a dependency issue.
Okay, so I will kill my urge to ask the question that just popped out here. I'm gonna though copy this question to our notes so that we can answer this later. So I have some questions here. I'm gonna add this one as well, and then we can go back to our outline.
Okay.
So we've answered what is it not. We've answered just a little bit what it is. Maybe you will want to like add something on top of this. Let's maybe go back with what is Node API. Do you feel that we've answered this already? I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's not answered. I think so. The Node.js ecosystem had a need that they wanted to solve. They wanted to solve this the ability for people developing with native code, right? The same that we have with TurboModules and Nitro modules. Like you want to drop into native code at some point, potentially, if you want to do something very fast or if you want to do it cross-platform. So they developed an API that you can implement against. And the characteristics of this, like this API that you can implement your native code against, is called Node API. And the Node API gives you access to the JavaScript runtime. And by that, I mean you get to create an object, you get to set a property, you get to read a property from a JavaScript object. All of that you get to do from your native code. Like the same way that we're used to doing with JSI, basically. It serves the same purpose as JSI does to React Native. But there are some characteristics about Node API that are different. Specifically, I would say, is that it's not like Node API in its core is not a C++ API. There is a C++ wrapper available on top, but that's just like syntactic sugar. But at its very core, it's a C-based API. And that has some advantages, I would say, without trying to... I'm pretty conscious that I don't want to talk too much about the other options, but I can say I think it's super advantageous that Node API is a C API, because that makes it possible to interface from a lot of other different foreign languages like Rust or C# or whatever, Swift.
So that's foreign function interface
exactly
to other languages.
Yeah.
Like if time allows, I'm happy to go over through the API and APIs and stability issues with this, but
so
this is
actually,
something I would like to have it at the end.
If this is an API, we should maybe like link to it somehow.
Yeah.
So if I search for Node API,
that's it.
That's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like, what would be my, let's say, first steps in terms of just like using Node API from Node module standpoint? Like, how do I don't want to do it now, but like, where do I go to like read how to create Hello World? That is like Hello World from the native side, not Hello World from console log side.
I would say open another tab and just Node API samples, or like there's an example directory with how you can use C and C++ APIs. Sorry, Brian, I guess I went into your word.
No, that's true. Second,
so that
not
would
this
be
one.
The second link. Second link.
This one?
Yes. And here in the directory structure, you can go to Getting Started and Hello World, for example, in the src directory.
Okay.
And here you can actually, in the Getting Started, there's a couple of, in Hello World, there's a couple of directories. There's 3 ways of creating add-ons, like extensions to Node.
Okay.
The NAN is deprecated. It's very tight coupled to V8, so we don't want to look there even. NAPI, which is Node API, is the C-based, but there's also like a wrapper for C++ called Node Add-on API. So this is the recommended one, I would say. So you can open the last directory, the Node Add-on API. And here is a hello.cc file, which shows you the simplest Hello World add-on written in C++.
Okay. So as a developer, I write this in C, then I reference this from JavaScript, and then I need to somehow compile it. I need to somehow like package it. What?
Yes, and
What's
that's
the
defining
bindings?
the zip. This is telling the compiler how to build the add-on, which files it contains, which flags to pass to the compiler.
Okay, so that's my source, that's my flags, that's my target name. So that's probably like glue.
The file name. Yeah. This is gonna be used in the file name, and actually you just need 2 options from here: the target name and the source list. The list.
So
of the files
that would be this, right? The target name is this hello here.
This is the method you exposed.
Okay.
on line
The
1.
target
line
you
1.
put in the
Oh,
line.
here. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the target.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So like it seems like pretty that's like pretty good standard, I would say. Like it's like I didn't read it beforehand, and like it seems quite understandable for me. And then I have my package JSON, which is basically just saying this is a Node project, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
I have the dependencies here. I need bindings and I need this. So
I
that's
think
the
Node add-on
dependencies.
API can be used as dev dependencies. The only thing you really need here is like the Node add-on API. So you have the header files and the last one, the zip file. So this tells Node, hey, there is a binding.zip file that tells you how to build it. So when you npm install, it will notice that there is this zip file and build it for you.
Oh, okay. So install step from npm will do the C compilation.
Yes. Like I think
Okay.
it first looks for a pre-build. If it doesn't find or you use build from source like an option, it will build on your machine.
Okay. Thank you guys. And I now understand Node APIs. So I guess then in this kinds of files you would use all of those methods.
Yeah, again with the when you're looking at the file you just saw here, it's not a C file, it's a C++ file. And what you're looking here is like the NAPI namespace, like NAPI : string or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this is the C++ wrapper that we talked about. So this is like an abstraction built on top of the C API, which makes it a lot nicer to work with, I would say. Because working with the C API is much more verbose than what you see here.
Actually, I think you can go the two directories up and show all how the C API looks like. In the NAPI directory.
In here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's hello.c.
Yeah.
So you will see a bit more.
It's a little bit more verbose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But essentially the same functionality.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, this one is a mouthful, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's C.
See, this is why we don't use you, you know? Like, that's the kind of shit that doesn't allow, like, regular developers to use C.
It's tribal knowledge. You need to know what the fifth argument is, right? When you're
Fifth argument. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Okay, that's 0. That's easy. Okay. Do you guys want to like go much more into this? I guess that's, and then like the foreign function interface to other languages. I guess that ties into Kren your use case with that Rust library that you wanted to use, right?
Yeah, because if Node API was only a C++ API, it wouldn't be as simple to call from Rust. There are possibilities and ways of doing it, but I would say it's not as reliable and not something that I'm necessarily comfortable using, at least not in my use case. And it also has, there are different issues with that. So I think it's much simpler to reason about a C API. It's a much simpler thing, like less ways of like less nuances and less language features basically that you need to care about.
And it's more cleaner because like you can exactly see what this method does. There is no overloading or anything like that. So it's just plain simple, easy way to make bindings.
So
and regarding the documentation, I wanted to add one line. If you go to the Node API tab, just on the left side, there is a C++ add-ons link. So if you want to use the C++ bindings, it's kind of described, I think, here.
Okay.
So
okay,
this is the high abstraction.
One last question, because like I wouldn't be myself if I don't ask this. So I go to Node add-on API, I go to hello.js. Does this have a type now? Like this is JS file, so probably not here, but like what about type safety in this like way of working?
That's a great question. It's I would say like it almost it predates TypeScript in many ways, like this concept.
So like the function return is okay, understandable. Let's say we don't care about that in JS, but then the function call. So if I wanted to call this function and it had some arguments, maybe like I need to like make sure that my arguments are exactly what C backend, let's say, is expecting.
Yeah, try going to the second example.
Second
Sorry,
function
man.
arguments.
Function arguments, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now the C++ version is way better.
Okay, so this one is adding 3 and 5, and then I go to C++, and
So
then...
first you check if the number of arguments is correct, and then you check the type of every argument. Just a little bit like it's a little bit like in JSI when you write it from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you...
If you wanna see the C version, now I can invite you to see how much difference in the NAPI directory. It's getting started.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I wanted to go to getting started, function argument, and
NAPI.
NAPI, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the JS will be the same, and then C. Oh, that's interesting. Much more verbose.
Yeah.
Much more verbose. Okay. Yeah, so that's Node API in a nutshell. I think we've covered it. Like this is like it's very familiar to like native modules from React Native as well. Like you need to call a foreign function, so and you need to pass the parameters that foreign function is expecting, blah blah blah.
But I think you're pointing to a good weakness, actually, like of Node API in the current state in the ecosystem. We don't have code gen available, like the thing where the thing we have in React Native, where we generate the interfaces or the shims that needs to be implemented on the native side. We don't have that available as a thing right now. There are potentially tools that I'm not aware of in the Node API ecosystem that can help you do this, but to my knowledge, it's very unlikely that there's something that taps into the React Native code gen pipeline. So it's a valid caveat, I would say.
Are you thinking about adding some code gen there to
right now,
like mitigate this?
I would say, so for me personally, I'm more interested in generating code from the other way, like from the other side of that C bridge, right? I was talking about taking Rust code, annotating it, and then generating a Node API binding from that and the TypeScript declaration file. So it would be Rust code driving the code generation.
Both sides.
Well, yeah, it would be driving the binding, like the generation of the Node API binding and the TypeScript declaration file that has the shape of the API that gets generated.
Okay.
So you're saying that the Rust code will be the source of truth that everything else will be generated from.
And that's opposite to what we have in React Native right now, where we have a TypeScript file declaring the API, and then we use CodeGen to generate the native shims that you need to implement. And I think the main reason here is in React Native, we're used to have to like implement or potentially implement multiple different like platform specific implementations of the native side of things. Whereas what I'm talking about here is like there's like one source code that runs across, like one set of like native source code that runs across iOS and Android. It's not like some of it is Kotlin, some of it is Swift, right? It's the same Rust code, and that's why you can do it the other way around. Does that make sense? A little too complicated?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. And also like the I don't like, it's gonna sound stupid, but like Node APIs is simpler in this regard, that you don't have to like target both platforms, right? Like the code is the same for both platforms. Like the Node C code is the same for both platforms. You don't have that Kotlin Objective C.
I would say in many cases, yes, but you might also want to drop into platform-specific native APIs as well.
Okay.
Like you could potentially fork on the native side and do some of it specific to iOS and some of it to Android. So there are possibilities of doing that.
If I can go back to our digression from the beginning of the episode of the live stream, I just have this idea that like React Native is like a soup, right? And like this soup has a lot of like different ingredients floating in it, and this is just like the next one. Like someone just decided to add chicken and prawns into our ramen somehow, and now we are trying to understand like how to mix that chicken and prawns with all of the other things, ingredients that we already have in our ecosystem.
Yeah, and somebody comes along with their like scoop of ingredients that they used to, and they just start like pouring it in on the other side.
So
great metaphor.
It's gonna be funny if we will start talking about like food allergies.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Well,
there's some companies like, oh, we cannot touch this.
That's actually like good metaphor as well, because if you think about something like Repack, for example, module federation, right? Or like even plain old OTA, over-the-air updates. Apple is allergic to some of that. Apple ecosystem. Some apps are rejected from that reason, so you need to be really careful about your ingredients in your app in order to serve it to your customers. Oh, that's nice. Maybe let's end with the Node API.
Can we ask the audience if there's somebody like, have we covered this? Like, or is there something burning question around like what it is that we didn't cover? I would love to hear. I think it has potential to. Can we pull up some of these?
Yeah, so like let me just quickly recap. We have some very specific questions on the live stream, like talking about crypto and talking about file systems, etc. And if you want, we can just like go into those. But I would really want to.
I think both of them talks back to what we talked about, that it's not crypto for React Native. Like it's not the Node crypto or the Node FS like binding. But I think it's something that could potentially be a very good project for somebody to do.
I can only say that I managed to run Node Sodium, the cryptographic library, as a Node add-on within React Native. So it is doable. But as the current state of affairs look like, you have to be a bit careful choosing the library, because not all runtime symbols have been implemented yet. So there is like a little bit of minefield you have to navigate, but most of the functions we're going to be implementing, and it's just a matter of time until you will be able to pick any library at random. But Node Sodium works without a problem.
Maybe this question from the comments is a good one to ask in this what is Node API section. When you say Node native add-ons, worker threads comes to my mind. Does it mean I can use it in React Native?
I wouldn't say that the worker thread concept from Node.js just applies directly. I wouldn't say so. It's not like a one-to-one. It would be cool, like if we could completely, but I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the coupling between like native add-on and worker thread. Like I imagine maybe it's because people use the native add-ons in a worker thread, potentially, or just that native means you have multiple threads. But I wouldn't say yes. It's probably a no.
I would say no.
Yeah, it's
because
not. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would just say that it's not. That's not one of the objectives that we've at least focused on.
I just wanted to say, I think worker threads are not Node API standard. There is some like thread save functions, like functions for creating those, but the concept of worker threads is a DOM standard, so it's not something that applies to us right now. And maybe I'll add one more thing here, that there is like, we are piggyback riding on work done by Vladimir Morozov. He changed and adapted Hermes to work and like with Node API, and he is actually implementing like the threading and all those synchronization needed, and it's not as simple as it sounds. So
he's
maybe
buffed.
I'll just leave it here.
He looks great.
I think it's not him here.
I think it's, if you search for Hermes Node API pull request, then I think.
Maybe try
I think
also.
he's coming to React Universe.
Exactly.
Cool. Nice. So if you want to talk with Vladimir, he's going to be in Wrocław in Poland, September 2nd to 4th this year. So that's like 2 months from now. We will be here. Find us out and let's chat about this. Guys, I want to go next to what it is. So we already explained that the goal is to use big Node ecosystem of native add-ons in React Native. Let's maybe link some. Maybe let's look at the repository, right? How do I find it out? Is it here?
There you go.
That's example lib, right? So I need to go to some other link.
You can just modify it, I think. Just go to the Callstack incubator, just remove the last part. And it's going to be React Native Node API, if I remember correctly.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to add link to my notes. And then...
Can you also share it on the chat?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So if you want to find out more, go to this repository. It has 87 issues already, 79
those are
stars.
features.
So
those are feature requests, right? It's not bugs.
Yeah, we keep it as a ledger of all the things we need to implement. So
let me say this: when I talked with Mario today, I said I'm gonna try this out live on the live stream and like just create some native add-on, etc. How do I prepare like my setup to do this? And Mario said, "This is pretty unstable."
It's early. We're inviting people to collaborate, but I wouldn't say this is something you can use in the production yet.
Hey, Jamie.
Oh, hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Thank you so much for your work on this as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
grateful.
So let's go over this repository. Like, walk me through what I can find here. I can see the warning. This is still under active development. Okay.
And I think one of the main reasons why we're saying this is, of course, that the pull request, if you could just go up, there's an important notice. And I think this is super important. Like just below the next one, the important thing is that we're using a version of Hermes that has not been merged into the main branch yet. Okay, so this also means when this breaks, which it inevitably does for you, then you cannot like run to the Hermes team and ask for help because we're the ones responsible for the mess. So that's one thing to call out. And
so that would be the PR from Vladimir, right?
Yes, correctly.
Yeah.
And you can see it's still in draft. Like it's coming along very good, but there is a lot of changes, and he's basically the main functionality is implemented, I would say, with a caveat again. Node API has like two parts. One is engine specific and the other one is runtime specific. Okay, when you go to the list of Node API, there are like some functions that are specific to the engine and some are specific to the runtime. And what is the difference between the two? The engine symbols are stuff like the object creation, property get, property set, all those things that you're expecting when you're just interfacing with JavaScript as a JavaScript engine. And those are implemented already, and they're already in use in React Native for Windows. So it's being exercised. And Vladimir is taking this and upstreaming it into Hermes, the main branch, or like the static Hermes branch, right? But he's basically trying to upstream it, so it's not just a thing of React Native for Windows, but it's actually a general Hermes thing. And then the other thing that I wanted to say about like this, the split there is the runtime symbols that Mary also alluded to. Some of them are not implemented yet, and that's also why this is still very experimental, because we're gradually implementing these as we go along. But many of them are for the more advanced use cases, I would say.
Can I capture? This is like such a good comment, and I don't want to lose it. So where do I capture this Node API for React Native duality runtime versus like engine?
It's captured. Where do you capture it?
How it works under the hood.
Yeah, I guess so. But you can also reference a comment on the pull request of me being super confused about the fact that it's split up like that. There's one of my comments. I enumerated all the missing symbols. I was like, why are half of the symbols missing here? And then I learned.
Is this comment?
If you go down, no. Well, I can send you the comment. I'll do that.
Let's do this. Oh, okay. That's not the one.
In the meantime, I can say that the only way how you can distinguish which function is in which group is by looking into the Node header files. There's like one with all JS functions, like engine specific.
You mean
and
here?
And the other file in the repository. So you'll have to go to Node API headers.
Examples?
Maybe just Google for Node API headers. Yeah, the first link here. So in the include directory, there will be 4 files. Yeah. So the JS native API, it's what's the engine specific thing. So it looks almost like JSI if you just scroll a bit lower and lower and lower. So here are the functions like get boolean, create object, create uint, create string, and so on and so forth. And the other file is Node API. So this is the Node API, like Node.js specific functions that Node exposes. And those are not implemented. Sorry?
Yeah, it's just the things that I called the runtime APIs.
Yeah.
The other part.
Okay, so runtime APIs versus engine APIs. I'm gonna just quickly add this. No, that's not the one. That's not the proper link.
The last one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, and we can find it here in this draft. Okay.
I couldn't find the comment I was talking about.
You found the comment?
It. No, I didn't. Maybe I deleted it out of embarrassment.
I think
or maybe
did it in Discord.
Yeah, I was going to say that maybe you used other platform to share it.
I found it.
You send it to me on Discord?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I've come to realize that this PR provides implementation for the JS native APIs, each part of Node API only, leaving these 30 functions undefined. My guess is this because those functions are a use case for, okay.
Yeah, it's just me not knowing. And then Svetan from the Hermes team just below tells me, I think, why that is.
Okay. I'm gonna link this as well.
This is a good example of like me not knowing that in November and then just learning on the job, which was not a job, but yeah.
So going back to what it is. Oh yeah, we were supposed to like look at this repository.
Yes.
Let's like walk through what is the actual thing that you've built.
Yeah, I guess if we scroll down, there's like a what's included, I think, or the packages here. You can see the different things. And I think this maybe is a good overview, I hope so. The main meat of the thing is this React Native Node API module. It's a package built for React Native. It has a turbo module inside of it, a C++ turbo module inside of it. And this module is like responsible for basically these things. I can read them out, but like it's responsible for, first off, like patching the Hermes version, so we use the right patched version with the Node API symbols, the thing we just talked about, and it also has this automatic discovery of these add-ons. So when it looks at your app's package.json file, it will traverse the dependencies and their dependencies and like figure out where in these directories are pre-built or like Node.
So that would be like auto-linking or something.
Yeah, it's essentially auto-linking for that's how I would put it. Yeah, but it's a specific like a subset of how can I put it? It's like a specific way of auto-linking. But yes, correctly. And this is driven.
And then we have a turbo module that like exposes an interface somehow to this Node API so that we can like communicate with it. Because without gluing this new way of doing things into the old way of doing things, we wouldn't have a way of doing those things. Right?
That is correctly, yeah. We should put that in the docs.
This is me. So, like, this is my mind trying to dumb down all the like wonderful technical things that you say and trying to understand it.
It's a good point. So it's a very you can see we call it. It exposes a function called require node add-on, and it's a very specific way of requiring a file. It's a specific file that we're looking for. It's what is the Node API add-on file, like the binary, right? And we expose this method. We don't, at this time at least, our current thinking is that you don't call this directly yourself. You use a Babel plugin to transform your regular require calls, which might be pointing to some or the bindings call, the thing that you saw in the other example. You saw there was like a bindings and then hello. We take that expression and we discover it using a Babel plugin, and then we transform that into a require node add-on call with the correct arguments. And the JS file, the hello.js file.
Okay.
It goes just 3 lines below. You're looking at the
lines.
This one, that one. Like you do the require bindings hello. We discover that using the Babel plugin, and then we transform that into a require node add-on call for you.
So basically, the bindings things is basically a thing that was created by the community as well. There was like a project node bindings. You don't have to specify exactly the path to your add-on. It basically takes it from your shoulders and will look into the most common directories for you. Because theoretically, you should put like a relative path to the node add-on, the compiled one.
This gets a little maybe. It's just we're basically, it's because we're adding Node.js to the soup, right? We're putting Node.js in the soup, and we have to think about these things. You can see actually the next line here provides ways of transforming.
It's this one. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing that it does as well. It's the Babel plugin that basically looks for this code, a require call to some relative path that points to a binary, and then it transforms that into a require node call or the require bindings syntax, which is prevalent in the Node.js community, and that's why we need to support it as well.
So this package would be the heart of the whole project.
It's the beating heart.
Yeah. And then the rest of those would be some like utilities to make the bit happen.
Yeah, you can say like the host package is the thing that you install into your app. That's
This one.
That's the thing. Yeah, this one. Yeah, sorry. We call it the host package because it's the host of the add-ons, right? It's the thing that invites in the add-ons to run in your app. Yeah, so that's what you use at runtime, and then we have other tools here below for.
Okay, so the CMake is to build the binaries so that those are they sorry, do I build my binaries or on? Yeah, Mario, actually you already answered this, right? So it's either built on yarn install or it is already pre-built and it doesn't need to build.
Not precisely. The thing is that if we're talking only about Node add-ons, then this is done automatically. But we are talking for React and like for iOS and Android, and the JIP, the build tool, doesn't support it out of the box. So there is another project that you can use JIP, like which requires Python, whatever, or you can use CMake.js. CMake.js also doesn't support iOS or Android. So that's why we created CMake RN, which is React Native, which is a little bit different tool which builds the same add-on just for React Native, for iOS and Android. So we try to use as much configuration as is already given and then just adjust it so the output matches the platform.
Did you guys had to like contribute to some of those other like ecosystem tools in order for you to be able to use them?
Right now we didn't have to. I think it's like it wasn't on the path of least resistance, right? But I would love to explore possibilities of like upstreaming some of these changes, or maybe just if we wanted to tap into some of the other tools, make them expose or like export something that we can use. Yeah, but no, like currently I haven't personally upstreamed any of these things. So we're trying to be gentle and add to the thing without creating too much of a mess. And then if there are potential like possibilities of upstreaming some of these things, it's totally doable. It's also to be said, like many of these tools are very like the projects started a long time ago. Node.js has been around for a long time, and CMake has been around for a long time, and CMake.js has been around for a long time. So
CMake is probably older than we are.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah.
Or maybe
I sent
not.
you a link, by the way.
Sorry?
I sent you a link on the Discord. It's still in the Node add-on examples, but they actually have an example. Instead of using the binding zip file, here they're using the CMake configuration. So it looks almost the same.
Oh, okay. So I don't have this like JSON here. I have the CMake file.
Yeah. And it's just a different build system. And some people, I would say like JIP is very big in the Node.js community, but not as big outside of the Node.js community. And I also talk
and CMake is big everywhere. I've used CMake in one of the TV projects that I worked on, and when I first saw this and saw the C files, etc., I was really intimidated. But then, if you look at enough of them, it starts to make sense.
It's very intimidating. I agree, and also just like there are some things that I don't know. I spent half a year trying to learn it, and I'm pretty okay now. But it's I'm still learning CMake, I would say. It's not that complicated actually, but it's such a powerful tool. Like the things you can do with it.
With great power comes great responsibility.
That's the thing. There's
well,
so many
actually,
ways to,
we used to have CMake file in default React Native template few years ago. It was I think it has been removed since then, but I remember when we were shifting to new architecture like 2 years ago or something, there used to be a period when we had these CMake files in React Native template repository, not repository, but just template. When you start React Native project in it, you would get those.
I can imagine. It's so normally if you're building a native module for your Android and implementing that in C++, you would normally use a CMake file, like a CMake list file, to describe how the Gradle project should build your app. Sorry, not your app, your native C++ code.
Do you want
Fun fact, CMake supports both Swift and Objective-C as well, but nobody wants to use it because we have pod files, right? Cocoa pods.
Do you want to go into this package and like maybe like explain what's what under the hood? Like, where is it?
I don't know. It's called host. In this context, it's maybe confusing. I don't know, but it's like in the context of this, this is the host package. Yeah.
We were fed up typing the whole name all the time, so we just used the last part.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's less confusing for you guys.
Like we could go into it on a source code level, but that would be maybe more if we want to like try to convert all the people on the stream to be contributors. I don't know if we want to do that. But
Not really, but maybe just like entry point level, like entry points to like the file system here, what's going on in this package, like what's what, not really like what it does every line, but like where do I start looking at this in order to understand it?
So I think we can get some of the things out of the way. It's like it's a very simple turbo module, and it's a C++, pure C++ turbo module, and that means if you go to the iOS or the Android folder, it's going to be very empty. It's like we have just this single file with a we have a package here where the only reason why we have this package is to load the SO.
SO meaning?
The
SO loader. Yeah, line 15. So we're loading in our host, like our native code. We're basically saying that for this Kotlin code, when it runs, it will initialize and load the A dynamic library that we provide.
Okay.
It's our like the native code, and we can show that's whatever is in the host/cpp folder. Yeah, this one, for example. Yeah, it's like this is included, which is just like a way of having a function called when the native module, like our native code, gets loaded. We use JNI on load to get called, and the main thing here is we use this register CXX module to global module map, the line 12. This is a React Native API that we can use to register a C++, it's a C++ API we can use to register a turbo module.
Here's a fun fact. I think Margello, thanks to Margello, this function was revived and it's back.
Yeah.
Actually, I think in the beginning we implemented two ways of initializing the turbo module. One of the was register CPP CXX module, and the other one was just the plain old way. But now we don't have to bother.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying it doesn't make sense for us to really like read the code from the packages here. We know what it does. It loads
it loads some C++ code that mainly Mario has implemented.
Should we go back to our outline then?
We could.
Do you want to like add something to this explanation what it is? Like maybe in very like simple general terms.
It's the I would say like it's the host package that the app uses, and then there are tools that the author of native code uses.
And what?
Tools, CLIs, I guess, like build tools that the native code author. It's like you would say, you could say the library author, but it could also potentially be an app developer that just has some native code they want to run.
Okay. So that's what's in this package, in this repository. Mario, you mentioned Margello, so maybe now is a good time to compare it to TurboModules and Nitro modules.
Okay.
Well, maybe first. So there is an example here. There is an example.
Oh, that's not the one you're looking for.
No, okay.
You found it in the this one.
Yeah, here. So what is the example here? Like, what are we able to do with this?
I think we could this could be a 20-minute segment on the show, potentially just doing a clone of this and then going
let's
through
just
it and
bootstrap
running
it. Yeah. So what should I
just git
what
clone
should I
it.
do? Clone this
Like-
repository?
Yeah, either you can clone it or you can start timing it out. But
Timing it out? What do you-
typing it out,
Typing.
like you could.
Oh
start-
no, I don't want to type. I'm too lazy
Okay.
for that. I
That's what I
want
meant.
to. Oh, okay, let's just do this.
Don't you have an agent that you can just tell, hey, set me up this repository?
Org.
Maybe.
This is my terminal, and I can do git clone. So that's that. And should I install it? Yarn install?
We were
NPM
using
install, please.
NPM.
npm,
Yeah.
okay.
Muscle memory.
Yeah,
One letter less.
I also have a bunch of different aliases for my terminal. So
Would it be
my
super
muscle
weird
memory.
to use the? Would it be super weird to use the terminal in VS Code?
I can do that.
I don't know. Some people do that. I tend to do that.
Okay, so it's installed. So we have the Node modules already.
Okay, cool. And then I guess you wanna try the next command. There's like a list of.
Okay,
So-
so now I need to build.
We can either go for the Node route or the React Native route. Let's try the Node.js route first. We just
Can you
wanna see this
explain
work.
those two? Can
Yeah,
you
so-
explain like what are those routes?
Yeah, so right now we are not like the tooling that we're providing as it is right now is only helping you build these pre-builds for React Native and not for Node.js. So if you want to build your native code for Node.js, we rely on the existing like ecosystem and infrastructure. So let's start with, for example, like just see what we have in the directory, and then we can run a command. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's start with not the example app. Let's not start with that, and just look at the add-on CPP file. So this is a very simple using the C++ wrapper API again to basically implement an add-on with if you go to line 20, you can see we have this exports object, and we are setting a property on the object. The name of the property is sum, and we're constructing a function. That's the second part. And the function is a wrapper around a native function that we call sum, and sum is defined on line 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the outcome of running init in this case means you get an object with a sum function that you can call. Okay, and the implementation of the sum function here is like you check the arguments, validate the arguments, then you multiply. You add the two arguments together, and then you return a new number. Hopefully, very very straightforward. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have the CMake list file. This is the thing that drives the defines the how you build it, and in this case you can see the add-on CPP mentioned. You don't like the other things here, not that interesting. It's just configuration, but this is the main thing. Like you're pointing to the source file. Okay, if you go to your terminal now and then you run npm run. Just do npm run and then see what you have.
I'm not sure if. Oh, okay.
Just If you do build node, for example, try to do that. You can see it invokes. Oh yeah, awesome. Do you have brew?
I do.
Can you do brew install CMake?
1 hour later.
Well, I think that so sometimes I try to do that beforehand, but I also think that this is a learning moment as well for everyone. Like each machine is different, and if we are like in regular projects, it's not that important. It's more straightforward in regular projects because everyone has more the same environment and it works. But if you go to this like more edge cases projects that have CMake or they use Python or whatever else, then you have, let's say, 20 developers on the project and each one has different problems. Setting up the environment.
I took a note on adding to the example repo an instruction to verify that you have CMake installed.
Okay, so I think it was
try it again.
Pretty fast. So CMake.
Oh, don't.
No, not this
not
one.
That.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you can see at the end, the second last line here, it says that it linked this or built this file. And you can find it in your project. There's a build directory. Build, release, and this one. So this is a dynamic library built for macOS with the implementation of the add-on. It's like a binary file that you can require from a Node.js, like from a JavaScript
Node.
file.
I think you can start Node and then just require it immediately if you want.
Whoa, okay. So I would do node.
And just enter.
Enter, okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know, const, module, or add-on, whatever you're going to call the variable, the constant.
Module.
Equals require. And then the path, so it's going to be ./build/release/mylib node. And that's basically it. So once you press that, you can do module dot, and there is going to be your function that you just defined in the. You have to check the CPP source files. I forgot how the function is being called. I think
it's just a small yes. If you just did module, you can see it. It's actually auto-completing.
It's here, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And now you can pass arguments.
And you have built a calculator.
What? This is something that I learned just now, that I can interact with Node in this interactive way.
The REPL.
The what?
It's called the REPL, like REPL.
Oh yeah, okay.
Read eval print loop.
So if I want to, okay, I exited.
And look,
so
there is one thing. You notice we had to pass the hard-coded path here. And that's what bindings can undo.
So that one. So we did this with build node. So basically, we've compiled a Node.js library based on the add-on implementation of this.
Yep.
This has nothing to do with React Native. This is Node.js API way of structuring things, basically. This part has nothing to do with React Native. We just compiled it for macOS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one more thing is that if you look at the index.js file, you can see that we are here. We're doing the exact same thing that you just did, and now we're just like exposing it using the module export, right? So this will be the entry point of our package. It's gonna just do the require call. That's it. And the neat thing about this is that you can test this code on your Node.js process, right? If you go to the next file, the index test, we're using jest here to just require in the index file, and then we try to see if 1 and 2 gets 3.
Okay.
So that's
Can we do that?
Yeah, if you just go for a node test here, or npm test, yeah, sorry. We had a pre-build step, like a pre-test step that built, and then you can see here adding 1 and 2 is 3.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
what we're showing here is the ability to test your native code in a Node.js process, which is, I guess, it's not like
Which
super.
is something that we had a question on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's say that it's not just a sum function, but it's actually something a little more complicated, like a database or
Like
whatever.
crypto, right?
Like crypto. In the normal system right now, you would have to build like a test app that has buttons that you can click and maybe use Maestro or some other orchestration to like go in and actually click those things, and then it might be difficult for you to get reporting as some fail, like some tests are failing, some are passing. Like maybe you're just looking for a crash, or like there's a lot of the developer experience, I would say, of building a native module for React Native is not super awesome because of that. But this thing here, where you can just like exercise the test, exercise your implementation locally in your terminal, is super powerful.
No simulators
again,
will
like,
run.
This part has nothing to do with React Native yet as
No.
well.
Yeah.
This
So-
has everything to do with just Node.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not that impressive, I guess. Like it's something that is, but it's impressive. It's impressive from the standpoint of like what we're used to in React Native as a developer experience,
Yeah.
I would say. But let's go with the next thing. Okay,
Yeah,
I can see that you want to do some React Native now.
npm run, and
Mhm.
then I want to run build React Native.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so
Now we are hitting the problems. Can I see what this is?
See
It
what?
looks like an unexpected thing. So let's just see what it said.
Oh,
If
really?
you go up, yeah. If
You need to install Ninja.
Oh no, that's your pet peeve.
I told
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Oh no. Can
That's
you
the
do
problem.
Can you do brew install Ninja?
Sure.
I think for some projects that we were working, this might be too edgy, like too fresh. Like there's a lot of projects that I still see like raw make files being used, and this is like
Well,
extreme.
again, I used Ninja in that React Native project for TV years ago, and I remember that we had these issues where you had to use the exact version of Ninja, and we would just like pass around this like
Agent binary.
yeah, like this package the binary that everyone would install because only this version would work for us. Okay, so that was fast as well. Let's try it out again. Should I like clean the build folder as well or not?
It's fine.
Okay.
It didn't make it far enough. So now you can see here it's warning a bit because it's using the default triplets, which means it's only building for the Android simulator, like the Android architecture of the host machine that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
So you're using an ARM machine here, so that's why you get that. And then it's building the simulator. So we're just speeding up things. If you want to build for all of them, like all the different triplets that are available, then like the different architectures that and Apple
Sorry.
SDKs. Huh?
Can you explain triplet?
It's like the combination of an architecture,
Of
an operating
this.
system. Yeah, this thing. This is a triplet.
Okay.
So it's a target.
Architecture, operating system, and then platform.
Yeah.
And this one
let's do
has
that way.
like 4 different words in it. So
Because of
actually-
simulator.
Yeah, I was actually doing a pull request today where I'm contemplating changing the name from triplet to target, but we can talk more about that later. We use target in another tool as well, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's just
If I have a
something you
voice,
can-
I vote for target.
Okay.
Okay, so
Can you do a
we
poll?
create-
No.
I can't, but let's just ask everyone. What should triplets be called?
I think the proper name is target triplet, but I don't know. It's something that's very old from C++. There's variants as well, so you can have like dash, muscle, like different C standard libraries are also attached there. So you can have.
But variants
V4.
are mean something else in like React Native Android world.
No. You attach variant to the triple again, so you have like ARM, Apple iOS,
okay.
sim dash muscle, whatever. Like I'm just
Okay. Let's just move on with this. So we've compiled.
That's great. Awesome. So I think
the Android and iOS.
yeah, you can look at the two last files there. The two last lines is maybe the important part. When you run out, so we ran not CMake.js, but we ran CMake.rn, right? Can you see that underneath the hood? Like when you ran the build rn command, you can see the next command, the next line there, this one. You can see this is the name of the tool that we built.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me just show it. It's right here. Right here.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It serves the same purpose as, now I'm just reading here, like as CMake.js does for the Node.js community, but now it's just our addition to it, or like, and it's slightly different. It only does what we needed to do, but it has the same purpose. It takes a CMake project and it tries to build it for these React Native targets.
Okay.
And if you go back to your editor, you can see now in your build, if you collapse this one, in the release folder, now you have the mylib.node, and then you also have the Android and the Apple. Those are two things that we built. That's the output of the command you just ran. And the Android is a JNI libs-like directory. It has these, in this case, ARM v8 A. Like this is it's like it's a directory of potentially many different architectures that you're building for. Okay, and it would have 4 if you ran it with the like not just the default triplets, but you ran it for all of them. It would have 4 directories in there. But because
so
we want
it
to be
would
fast,
have like the ARM 32 as well, and then this V8A.
you can try running the big command. That's maybe easier.
I forgot
Just-
my. Do you
I
know
think
what's
they're-
the? Okay, come on.
If you do npm run, just you're gonna learn something again, I guess. If you just enter here, you can see these, right? Okay, if you do, you can see there's a pre-publish only script here doing CMake.rn. Can you just do npm or do npx? npx, yeah, and then do CMake-rn. And then do -- Android and -- Apple. This will build for all the Android and all the Apple triplets. So it's gonna be a little more
I
work.
see that now. Yeah.
It's gonna be a little more work, but now this would be what you do before you're preparing your library to be published on npm, right? Because then, you can see it's actually not that much more time. And now it's done. So if you go to your, now you can see in your
Yeah. There are 4 different architecture for Android. So V8A, V7A, and x86, which is just Intel processors, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then for
then
Apple, do you want to explain this?
It's the same. Like actually this is just an XE framework that has all the different the different Apple SDKs targets for each of them. So it's an XC framework of framework files or framework directories with dynamic libraries inside of them. And so there's something important here, like this directory structure that we have, the Android things with all the architectures and the XC framework, is something that took, I think, quite some time for us to like really get to the details of. But this is how we envision these multi-operating system, multi-architecture pre-builds to be distributed. And this is a decision that our project made. This is not a standard, at least not yet. And we're codifying this in the repository. If you go to the docs of the repository, we have at the top there in the docs, we do have this pre-builds MD, which basically describes or tries to describe what the shape of these directories are, or like how it what it should be.
And actually, this is required because, long story short, iOS doesn't allow to use dynamic libraries. Like, it allows, you will run it locally, but if you will try to publish the app on the App Store, review will get rejected. But there is a catch. If you put the dynamic libraries into a framework and those frameworks into XC frameworks, then it works. So that's why we went this way.
This, it took some time to get to that point, I would say.
Yeah.
But and we have some things about like why we chose this naming scheme, and potentially there's one more. We can go very deep into this, but the thing you saw on your screen when you did your the CMake.js, right? CMake.js emits just one file, the my.libnode file, right? Do you remember this?
Yeah, the one from
this one. Yeah.
This file.
And can you imagine what happens when you do this on your Mac and you push this to npm and somebody from Windows downloads your package and they try to run this? It's going to be an issue, right? Because it's not built for their architecture and their operating system. So these files are specific to the machine that it was built on. And I think historically the reason for this was because the Node.js ecosystem wanted, like, they compiled from source. Like you included the source in your package and then it would just like build on install. But especially if you have a very large C++ code base or a complicated C++ code base or something that just takes time to build or has different dependencies that you don't want to like download with it, then it makes sense to distribute pre-builds. So that would be this file here being already built as you're uploading it to npm. That's what we call a pre-build. And there are different ways of if you look at the README of this directory, like of your the thing you checked out, in the bottom there I have like a caveat.
You mean in the documentation?
No, in the thing you were in. Here we have a README, and like in the bottom of this, all the way to the bottom, I'm talking about this one. There's this complexity about distributing pre-builds in the Node.js ecosystem. Here, this thing. And you can see there are tools that allow you to do the same thing that we are doing, where we have like a directory of multiple architectures and you have the dynamic libraries inside of them. There are ways of doing that, but we didn't want to include that in the examples here.
Yeah, but like I get that you had some like work to do around this, but like it seems very intuitive for me. We are building a native library. We are building like machine code binary, whatever. I don't know what it is, but let's just call it that for simplicity's sake. So like it makes sense that you need to have that binary for all of the different architectures and operating systems. Like, yeah,
cool. That's great.
But how you distribute it, right? Because theoretically we have to create one package per platform and operating system, and then in package JSON you have to put the, I think, OS and ARC fields, if I remember correctly. So you have one package per one system, and npm install like has to match the system that you're using.
Yeah, that works great for Node.js, right? Because then it's the machine that's downloading the package gets the right package, right? Because of the of that thing, but that wouldn't work for the same, like, because those expressions, like you have to have this CPU architecture, whatever, it relates to the host machine, the thing that downloads the package, and not the app that you eventually ship.
Yeah, and your scheme relates to the actual runtime, the machine that is running the library that was embedded into the React Native application.
Yeah.
So then you basically like embed all of this to I guess not, because like if you create iOS app, then like iOS binary for phone is different than iOS binary for simulator, and then also like binary, like in Android you can create one binary that is targeting all of those different platform architectures, let's say, but like you can also like opt out and create like different binary for different processor.
Yeah.
The best part here with iOS is that we created XC framework, and Apple during compilation will pick the correct target for you. So just we have to keep the naming in this directory in a proper way.
Okay, so is this the time that I'm using this library that I've just precompiled to in my React Native project?
Yeah, you go into the example app.
With my terminal, right?
Yep.
Then you do npm install. And this is an Expo app. And we want to do some modification. Do you want to run this on iOS or Android first?
My iOS simulator didn't work last time, so let's do Android.
Okay, and you have a like an Android virtual device?
Yes. I can start it out.
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
There's a little more setup for Android. And the reason for that is, again, we're building Hermes from source, and we need to instruct your Android app to do the same, or to do that.
This is my beautiful application that I built last week on the live stream.
I would say ship it.
No, I still need to work on colors, on the visual layer.
Do you think so?
Let's just close it. So going back here.
Yeah. So to do that, we need the Android directory, because we use continuous native generation from Expo. You have to do npx expo prebuild. So this will create the iOS and Android folder.
I'm muting my mic sometimes because my cat is really meowing in the next room. Can you hear him?
Just a little. Not that much.
His name is Richard, by the way, and he really doesn't like me closing my doors for more than like 1 hour or something. He really wants to like be present everywhere in the house.
Nice.
Okay, so the pre-build.
Now we go in the example app. You now have the Android directory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you go into the Android, the settings Gradle file. So because we need to.
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And very bottom of this, I'm gonna send you. So this is also in the. It is inside of the README, but I'll just copy paste it to you here.
Okay.
This thing here on Discord.
So you could like maybe add this to continuous like Expo plugins, right?
Yeah, potentially. I know Jamie was looking into some of that, just like different ways of us to like improve the developer experience here. but also it's like it's a delicate balance because we also don't want to. We want to have the Hermes pull request merged rather than like spending too much time working around this thing. Like
Okay,
it is, and it's also showing that you're doing something like it is fairly
Custom.
bleeding edge.
Yeah,
You're doing
that this
something
is custom.
yeah.
Like this is the actual step that you need instead of this being in like pre-generated step. Like you might think that this just works out of the box here.
Yeah, and this is taken from the React Native documentation on how to build Hermes from source, or how to build React Native from source actually.
So
then,
let's go to the README. I want to read this. So you're saying this. So follow the instruction, building React Native from source. More specifically, add this line to the bottom of. Okay, cool.
Yep. And now we have to do something to basically download this custom version of Hermes and instruct React Native on where to find it. And we do that by calling the host API also has the host package also has a CLI that you can use to download this custom version of Hermes.
Okay.
And you can do if you could either let's just do it this way. I sent you a command. This is also in the README, but you can just run this command.
Okay.
That went a little too fast, I think.
Well, my system is fast.
But it should download something. Well, it's download. I think it did it when you did the install core parts. Actually, I think it did do the download of the custom Hermes internally. So that's why, like for iOS, it's a little faster in this case, and because we did the install core parts, it actually did the download there. But you can see this the path that was printed.
Yeah.
It needs to go into an environment variable. And
Okay.
you can do that
so
in
I do
one go.
export.
Yeah, or you can do this thing. I just copied this thing to your. Sorry, you need to use backticks. You need to use backticks here. Can you just copy it from the README? From the README, just take it. This one.
So you want me to do this?
Yeah, it's running the same command that we just ran. So it's gonna basically to standard out. It's gonna print this directory, and now we're storing that into this React Native override Hermes DAO. Now it's done.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have instrumented your terminal to know where. Basically, you have saved the directory of the Hermes, the custom Hermes that we have, and when you build the Android app from this terminal, it's gonna know where to find
only
Hermes.
from this session.
Yeah, only from this session.
Yeah.
I did chat with the React Native, the React team about how to do this more pretty, and I couldn't find a way that was more pretty right now at least. It's my greatest skills.
It's like, so you say it doesn't make sense to put this into my Z8H file?
If you don't. No, it wouldn't, because then you can see the path here is specific to
this project.
To this project. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I do know that Jamie explored just putting the a .n file with this value. You could do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That would work as well. To have the file that is referenced by this project only. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So now that you've done this, you should be able to just do npm run Android.
Let's try it out.
Yes.
And this would be the library that actually exists here. That's the module that I'm embedding, that I'm trying to reference from React Native app.
Yeah. And why is that?
Let's go to.
Yeah. Let's go to the example app and see.
Let's
see the source code. Yeah.
Let's go to the source code. So I have text input. That's probably the two numbers, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have the sum, and the sum comes from Node API example lib, and
That's
in the
root.
package JSON here, I would probably have React Native example lib. Yes, that is coming from the folder above, meaning from this package JSON with this name that has those files.
Yep. And you can see it has this main field.
Yeah.
Declared.
The index.js.
Yeah.
And that's the module that I'm requiring, meaning I go to the build, release my lib node, and then build release my lib node, and then like it's gonna pick up the correct version for my platform and architecture. And like when does this happen, like on this build step that I'm running right now, or
It's gonna happen, like the transformation of this require call is gonna happen when you do the bundle, like when you're bundling.
okay
So it's gonna replace this. It's gonna replace this require call. It's gonna do some stuff on the file system to figure out what would this actually mean. Like what is this actually for? Like
and then it's gonna pick up something from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were
like
trying to do
I'm
so many
feeling
things.
I'm feeling like we are untangling our soup, you know? Like I just like gathered a lot on my spoon right now, but
Pulling a spaghetti, but you don't know
Yeah.
that there's some kind of like a crab or something like holding
Yeah.
onto it. It's gonna come over.
I'm feeling like
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand what I'm eating.
Okay.
And we haven't
Before
broke
it
the spaghetti.
Sorry?
We haven't broke the spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not broken
I
yet.
like the ramen analogy better, because like ramen has all of the things in it, right? Like you can put everything in it.
So I guess
it-
Gradle is.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
So as you can see, we're trying to do as much as we can to improve the developer experience by hiding a lot into like CLIs and minimizing the amount of manual steps.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's gonna be like only gonna be better. Many of these steps are going away when the Hermes PR merge, and I also see that we can. I'm exploring ideas on like because other projects that also generate Node API pre-built stuff like there's like a project called napi.rs for Rust specifically, and they generate their own index file with a lot of different fan out of like switch cases on the architecture and stuff. They don't rely on the bindings package that you just that we used, that the examples used. Okay, so there are like many different ways of loading these breaking out in architecture and stuff like that. And there's like an avenue that we can go down where we also start emitting more of the loader code instead of only relying on the existing require calls and binding calls or bindings calls.
Are you saying that this like required transform is going to be part of that Hermes PR?
No, it's not.
No,
It's a part.
This
of,
is something
it's a part
that
of
you've
the-
built.
Yes, and I can show you where it's
Yeah,
being
let's do
used. If you go back to your code, actually.
that. Oh, to my code. Okay.
Yeah, and then in the example app directory, this one, there's a Babel config, right? And you can see here this line. We're adding the plugin from the host module. Does that
Let's
make
look
sense?
at the plugin. Where's the plugin?
It's in the main
In
repo.
host. In the host src there is a node directory, but you have to find the here
Mhm.
packages host src and react node directory.
So, yep. It's not that complicated, actually. Like, it's not super complicated. Hopefully. you can go to the plugin function.
Yeah.
So we're using the Babel API to implement a visitor. That's something. It's a function that gets called for every call expression in your code base, and we try to figure out if this is a call expression that is a require call. That's the 71. So this is when you do a function call with require on the left-hand side, or like the name of the function that you're trying to call.
Yeah.
And then we have a branch here where either you're requiring bindings, in which case the add-on is on the next argument, or like the argument to the function that gets returned by bindings. Okay, that's one case, and then the other one is the pure require call, the thing where you just require the .node file.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're saying if the ID, which is the thing that you pass to require, if this is actually a Node API module, like a Node API add-on, like a pre-build, if it points to a pre-build, then we want to replace it with this require node add-on call instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then that has a magic.
Require.
This is deep. We're going very deep in this stream. I like it.
I feel like this is just touching the surface, but it's like it's good for me. It's good to build the understanding of the mechanism, not necessarily like all of the mechanism ins and outs, but like just an understanding of what it takes to make it work, like to actually understand the bigger picture instead of just directly using the library and like not caring about what's inside of it. But I feel like we are not really going that deep, Kren, here.
It's one of the pieces of the puzzle, I would say, that's pretty central. And it's also, but the thing is also, the deeper we go into this, the potentially less relevant it will be in the future, because like when we're this deep, it might also change.
Yeah, that's the implementation detail part, right?
Yeah.
The implementation details may change, but like the architecture probably will be more stable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the developer experience, like the ideal developer experience, like hopefully will just improve, and more steps will just go away.
Let's do this. Maybe while we wait for the Gradle to download, and also like I have some issues with this, so let's see how it goes. Maybe let's answer some of the questions from chat, right? And let's go back from the end. So Babel asks, how does the performance compare to, let's say, pure JSI with CPP?
I honestly cannot tell, because I haven't done that benchmark yet.
I have measured only the memory performance, and it's very light. Like there was like 1 megabyte difference when we added Node add-ons. I haven't compared it like with TurboModules, but theoretically speaking, it's similar, if not the same as TurboModules, because most of the engine API is implemented in Hermes by Vladimir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say the main advantage, again from Babel, thank you for your questions. Main advantage for RNAPI is that it just makes Rust bindings to React Native super easy compared to the current solutions. This is exactly how it started.
Yeah. It's I agree. Yeah.
Going back. So will it bring React Native and React ecosystem close? I think that's not really the scope of this at all, right? Like it has nothing to do with React ecosystem, or maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it depends. It depends in a way, right? Because Mary, you might also elaborate on this, but I think so. Node API. This is something that I haven't explored too much, but I know that there are tools where you can basically run Node API in WASM as well. And in that case, where you provide the Node API interface, the C functions that we saw, earliest in the live stream, like you provide those C functions from JavaScript into the Western module. And potentially in that scenario, if you can do that, then we could have C++ or Rust code or whatever, like targeting Node API on their side, and then potentially run that across like React Native, iOS, Android, Node.js, and the browser. And I think that would be the holy grail. Like in that case, you would definitely say that it would bring the React Native and the React ecosystem closer. Because then you could just, when you had native code, it wouldn't matter like what runtime you were running on.
Maybe I will add one more thing if I will twist the question a bit, because most of the web APIs are being implemented using Node API. So it closes the gap in a sense that it's going to be way easier to use anything that's currently in web browsers and put it into React Native. Maybe this way, I will agree that it's making it easier than closing the gap between React and React Native.
I agree. It's probably something that's much closer to reality than what the dream I was talking about. But I think this thing about also the Hermes team talking about using Node API to bring, for example, the new
temporal
API, for example, to React Native, right? So because that already has an implementation that targets Node API. So
nice, yeah. So like that wouldn't mean so much that like the ecosystems are getting closer, but that is touching on like a broader theme, meaning we can get more like standard APIs in React Native faster because those were already implemented, like temporal.
Yep.
Yeah. But again, like there are many ways of it. It's still speculative because we haven't seen that happen, right? But that's definitely one of the reasons why we also find it interesting.
Okay. So let's answer this. This one is pretty interesting. Can we run Node.js server inside React Native app?
Not with our project, but there was one. I found one on GitHub which they've done it. But I don't know why would you like to do that though.
Well,
what's the practical?
That's a fun thought exercise, right?
Mm-hmm. The answer is not with our library here, but yes, somebody did it.
Yeah. So in the general, like if you're just answering this question verbatim, then it's true. We can, but yeah, as you said, not this project in particular is not bringing that. But it's a good point. It's a good point. It touches back, and maybe if somebody new joined the stream, I think it's important to reiterate that this thing that we have built, the Node API support for React Native, is not bringing in the Node.js built-in, like for example the HTTP server or the FS or the path.
Yeah.
That's not
what is it not? It is not a drop-in replacement for using Node.js packages in React Native.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moreover, I would add that there is one big issue that might be blocking this. Theoretically, if you would like to be Node.js in React Native, like running a server, this means that this server should also be able to load any Node add-on. And there is a lot of limitations what Apple allows us. So we won't be able to load any dilib dressed up as a Node add-on. It had to be recompiled as a XC framework and bundled with the app. So there are there's some practical limits that how far we can push this, right?
Okay, let's see I just rearranged the notes just a little bit. So we've covered what is it not. We spent a lot of time talking about Node API in general. And then we are currently at hacking, let's create a hello world. But like we are discussing still like what is it. So like we have this package, we have this repository that has a host package. and then some tools. The goal is to allow usage of Node add-ons, native modules in React Native, and using big Node ecosystem in React Native. How it works under the hood, we have all of those, like we have to use this PR-only version of Hermes, and then right now we are hacking, but maybe let's ask this question as well. How does it compare to TurboModules and Nitro modules? So from what I'm seeing right now, from the examples, we are able to use function calls. I don't see the visual layer here, guys.
That's true. It's not something that I personally have been spending too much attention on. I think so. Potentially, you could do something where you did a C++ library, C++ source file where you use JNI to access Java APIs underneath, right? And interface with the Android platform APIs that way. I don't know if I want to say too much about it because it's something that I actually haven't tried too much. It could be much more simpler than I thought, or it could be much more difficult than I think.
So would it be fair to say that right now it is not possible to write?
It's not explored. Let's say it's not explored. And it's something I would love to. Yeah.
I would say it is. I'm biasing towards it's not possible currently, at least because, as Cry mentioned, there's like GNI thing. Maybe if we will expose some wrappers like to GNI, then this would be possible. But I would say that our modules have the same limitations as pure C++ turbo modules. So basically, we are not able to access operating systems APIs unless they're exposed to C++. And Java, most of the UI is basically done in Kotlin, like Compose, and like some of them is probably through Java. On the iOS part, we have Swift UI, and we are not, at least to my knowledge, able to access those straight from C++ unless we first expose them from Swift to C++ or from Kotlin to C++ and then link.
Yeah.
Can you repeat? Our modules have the same limitations as pure C++ modules, not able to access platform.
The platform APIs, the system APIs. You just forgot the pure C++ turbo modules.
But
okay.
Yeah. But you can through ways like access them somehow, like with JNI, for example, or something a little bit. But it's much. I would say that's a great use case for a turbo module or a nitro module. To be honest.
Yes, and that's how I like started this, right? Because I know like turbo modules and nitro modules. Of course, we can access like functions from C++, but also like it is used to build the views.
Yeah, because turbo modules and nitro modules are able to speak directly with Swift, like Swift UI, and with Kotlin.
Yeah.
We, in our project, we didn't focus on that. I think it's worth exploring, though.
Yeah, I agree. It might be, there might be avenues of exploring that. And especially, you can also do something where you have like a companion library, like something where you have one part of your package implemented using a Node API module, and then you have something that's a turbo module, and where you're doing some kind of injection between the two to access between them. It's not something I've explored.
Would it be fair to say? Would it be fair to say that turbo modules and nitro modules are interactive with platform layer through like Kotlin Java? Kotlin
and also C++, and so I don't know. I would rather that if people are interested in the other module systems, they should definitely go to their docs and
what I'm like, this is just for us, also to like summarize this and then build some knowledge, like what are the differences, right? So I'm not saying that you you should be able to like describe everything that happens in TurboModules and Nitro modules. It's just that I'm trying to catch the nuance on that visual layer, maybe. That's only that. That's
On the
that's what I'm
positive
trying
side,
to do.
I would like to add that our modules, in contrast to TurboModule and Nitro modules, allow you to use any programming language. And we have pre-built support. So you build it once, your CI times are down, you're more environmental friendly. Like there's a lot of benefits of using Node add-ons. Right?
You save the planet.
That's a nice shameless plug, Mario. That's great. What about
But
this?
just to
Look, it's downloaded the Gradle and it's initializing over the past 4 minutes.
nice.
So we are getting somewhere.
I don't
Yeah?
know.
You were
Are we
saying,
getting
Crane?
the right place? No, I just wanted to. I'm conscious that like the benefit of having pre-builts for Node API modules is also something that I understand is coming to JSI and the React Native ecosystem. So it's not a key differentiator the same way that it was when I think we started the project, or my knowledge as we started the project. It's something that I'm also learning about right now, and it's something I think we should expect to see more of in the future. Historically, there are discussions online where you can find React Native like team members talking about how Meta was very big on building from source, basically, and it wouldn't be an avenue that they would be interested in going down, and that has changed, I believe. So it's
Okay.
yeah. I just want to try to paint the nuances here, because we won't be the only thing that can do pre-builds for pre-built native modules.
I really wish we can start this. I think maybe it is like downloading all of those different things
Yeah.
right now.
So I think it's interesting that can you try just running the iOS? Just
should
like
I
understand
just kill this?
I think
You can
that's
open a new
about-
terminal maybe, right?
Yeah, you should be able to. Or maybe the
Pods were installed, so
So
Yeah.
what do? I do
npx run iOS.
no. I first need to go to example app
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and then npx.
no npm run.
Let's try.
Let's go. Maybe the Metro server is booted on the other tab. I don't know, but
But it should detect that it's already running, so
Well,
Awesome.
it's not.
oh,
Oh, I should do pod install, right?
no, that should have done.
It should be done,
That's a
but-
part of the bootstrap of the pre-build, like the when you did expo pre-build, it already did the.
Yeah, like I said, I had some issues with my iOS
can
setup
see.
recently.
You have multiple simulators. Should we just? Can we fix that?
Oh, okay. Using the following.
but they have the same IDs.
Did you manage to generate the same unique ID? No.
Well, like it says that it's gonna use the first
Yeah.
one, so it shouldn't
fine.
be a problem.
Can you try running it again?
Sure.
Just turn it off and on. Because you also did a. Okay. Can you go up?
Well, we can try to read through this.
Are we losing all the JS devs right now? It's like.
Yeah. It's
But yeah. So I would say that is a so what you're experiencing right now I cannot attribute to what we've built.
Well, no, this is definitely. I was going to say.
But-
Like, this is not like the issues that I have right now are not on the library side of things, right? Because like iOS one, there is just some issue that I need to debug. So we don't know. We don't know if iOS is not on your side. So we had to debug it. But then like Android, it will work. It's just it needs to download a bunch of like different things, right?
I should have asked. So yeah, next time we should next time if we do another one, like just having built a like an Expo app, recent Expo app for Android on your machine, I think would have saved us. Maybe I'm not saying you did something wrong, but I think if we've had the like just an Android app for Expo building, I think it would have downloaded many of these things. Just to clarify for listeners, like.
Yeah.
But also, what you will see when you boot this app is it's not the app that you will be using for the rest of your life. It's a calculator, right? It's like, but it would be awesome if people saw it. But yeah, it's just like two text fields and a.
Do you want to like take the screen share and maybe just show it on your screen then?
Sure.
Or either you or Mario.
I will.
I will still have this running in the background. So I will wait for you. Oh no. We need to be on this scene and then just click present when you're ready. Because yeah, like you are correct. We should show this app to people. And then also we've been streaming for the past 2 hours, so I'm not sure how much more time you have, and like this is definitely something that we should tick off our list. Yeah. Okay, so that's
like we cannot leave on such a cliffhanger, right?
No. Did anybody in the audience try to do this?
Exactly.
It would be interesting to know if anybody in the audience actually tried to run the example, because I did. We tweeted it like a couple of days ago.
Actually, my Android setup just moved on. Just like it started spitting out more logs. It is building for me. I will have the running projects in 2 minutes.
Nice.
It's gonna be funny to see. It's gonna be funny to see which one is going to start first. Oh, you're running iOS? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cheat codes.
But you can also see it takes a little longer time. Like, it's also gonna have like a user, like a CP user task here where it's building Hermes. If it didn't already do that, which will take more time. That's like a downside of us still being a fork. Do we still have people on the stream?
Oh yeah, we have like 525 people on the stream.
Nice, awesome.
And like, if guys and girls and everyone, if you have any questions, just like post them on the comments. We'd love to hear them. I can ask any questions. And
how's the poll? Do we have answers how we can name the triplets?
We don't see any answers about the naming convention, unfortunately.
Like bike shit. But I'm really happy that we're going over the 2 hour mark, because that's a thing that you do here, right? You cannot do a live stream that's not like 3 hours, right?
Fuck, my build failed. My build for Android failed.
This one just isn't completed.
Can we look at mine real quick? Oh, okay. Let's look at the application.
It's going.
Yeah, let's look at the application.
Now you can see all my.
That's a nice UI, man.
Thank you so much.
Congrats on the design.
Simplicity, right?
Minimalistic.
Pick a number.
99.
This one. 99.
What about NaN?
What about -1?
It works.
Okay.
So, I'm using pass float.
What about your mom?
My mom?
What about a string? Can you do a quoted number?
Quoted?
That's nice. Yeah,
quoted number. Like in string quotation marks.
Yeah, but my keyboard is messed up. I can't do the quote.
So this is how you protect yourself from quotes.
How about if you do the 1 + 1 here? No. I meant 1 + 1 as one of the numbers. Oh, that still evaluates a string, so it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. But I guess what does it do? It reads the first part. I'm just using float. Like you can see in the source code that we are actually we are sanitizing just a bit using the.
What it does is
here, right?
it reads the when you type 2, and then when you type underscore, the underlying library fails. I mean,
the minus here, it just stops passing the number.
Yeah. So and then you are stuck with the previous result.
No. It's still updating.
Just to the first non-digit character.
Oh, okay.
But that's not it's not a feature of my implementation other than just using the pass float.
Okay.
It's from the.
I
Can
get
we have multiple dots?
I don't know.
This one always was. Okay, still works. Nice.
So something that I wanted to do if I had this running would be to now change the implementation of the library and see what would be the process of implementing the library, the steps that I'd have to do in order to make a change in the library. So let's say we want to do minus, right?
I'm gonna change it to a multiplication, right?
Okay, cool.
Let's see. So what would I have to do? I have to go back here, and then I have to run the build for React Native.
So it would create all of those different .node.
Yeah, once again, right?
And
then I go back.
And then you start run iOS again, meaning it's gonna recompile to include the latest X framework.
Yeah, you can see this step here. Oops. We had this step here. It's already done, right? But you can see there was this step here about copying the Node API XE frameworks as a step. So we update
it's only that thing that changed, so it only builded the.
And now I really hope that it actually works. So let's go for. It didn't.
It doesn't. No.
You have to restart the app, or
it's still the old version.
Shame on me. I thought so. Can we have a? God damn it!
It's still building, right? No.
Why do you think that didn't happen?
Can you try to issue a refresh, a fast refresh, reloads?
Oh, I'm just gonna do it again now. Oops.
Yeah, because you definitely can nuke everything, but that's not the developer experience, right?
Let's say that we can improve. Just that thing there. Let's go for 10 multiplied by. Yeah, look at this.
It works now. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened here was that I reran the run iOS command, but I don't think that actually changed anything else than just booting up the app again. But I did a force quit of the app. Maybe does that actually, Mario? I'm thinking maybe
that should restart the app by itself. The actual run of npm run iOS should restart the app by itself.
Does it?
Well, the native code underlining native code change for the app, so like the binary should install and like should restart.
Yeah, it did restart here. That's a good question.
Do 2 and 2.
2 and 2. That's it works. That's great. And you know what? The 1 and no. Sorry.
It still works.
Yeah, still. Well, no, it didn't.
Okay, so how about we change it to something else again, to like verify this path.
Oh, it doesn't work.
The 0 didn't work. I don't know why.
It doesn't multiply by 0.
No, I don't know why.
Because 0 is not a number, I guess.
I don't know what's happening. I actually don't know why it doesn't work with 0, but
we shouldn't end this on something not working in the library. No.
But the library is working here, right? We're seeing the multiplication happening, right?
Yeah.
Because that was the change that I did.
You know what it is? I think we just found a bug in like underlining C++.
Yeah, it's a compiler bug. Now the thing is, okay, now I changed it back to plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go do it again here. So rebuilding.
So you're rebuilding the library and then you are rebuilding the native app.
Yeah, and now I just force close first. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you have to, I guess.
Okay. And a beautiful. And now it should work like a 1 plus. It doesn't.
Okay.
God.
Doesn't it?
No,
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
not.
still multiplying.
This is interesting. It's a bug. Now I just want to rerun the iOS app and see which of the two is it.
Now,
maybe let's pretend that this is the first run, okay? We can cut it.
I think like what's happening.
I'm gonna
here,
die on this
Stan,
hill. I'm gonna die on
Yes,
this hill.
I'm already seeing you going into like developer mode of
Hey,
bug
we go.
fixing.
Here we go. Look at this. So the thing is, it's the rebuild actually worked. Like the rebuild of the native module actually worked. The thing that didn't work was how it was auto-linked in, or something something in the chain of like the file coming from
release.
Yeah, from the release directory down here and into the app. There
What
must be
install?
something that's cached. No, because we're registering this thing here to copy in DXC frameworks, but maybe there's a timing issue. Maybe we're copying after it bundles those. Maybe there's like an ordering. So it will be like copying in the DXC frameworks after it has bundled them in. So when we run it the second time, the updated ones will be the one being picked. I think that's my working assumption. But let's fix that.
Can you show the app again?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do something like? Can you like produce a valid result?
A valid?
Yeah, like. Yay!
Okay. Or we can do.
First try.
Hey.
It works. This library is fucking great.
We built a calculator.
That's great.
It's actually it's an interesting project trying to build a calculator. Actually, it's not that simple.
It's not. No.
No.
Like there was a guy
Calculators-
who there's a fun fact about Android building their own calculators. The guy went nuts just to have precise numbers, because you should not add floating point numbers. It's not how it works. And then there is like the precedence orders. You have to build a parse tree. Like this is really a big rabbit hole.
Calculators are one of the like harder programming exercises problems, right? So if you go to like code kata or whatever, like there are some very easy like problems that you can solve in like 2 lines of code, and then you get to do calculator. That's fucking rough.
But can it be
I'm
done
showing
in CSS?
you my.
That's my question.
Sorry.
Can you do it in CSS? That's my question.
Oh yeah. Actually, I saw a conference talk about creating the whole game in just CSS. Meaning, like
it's sort of like a Minecraft clone, like a simplified Minecraft clone in CSS.
Yeah.
Have you seen a Mario game in Excel, by the way?
No.
Somebody did Mario in Excel. Like,
there's a championship. Do you know there's a world championship in Excel?
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's for the next live.
Can we look at my issue right now? So my error is sorry. Did I lose my terminals? No. So my failure is could not create task, React Native packages, React Native, Kermis, install CMake.
Okay. I know that Jamie saw this as well. And this is, maybe he updated. So there's something about your SDK manager. I think if you ran, so the thing is, what's happening here is you want to have CMake to be able to build Hermes from source. But when CMake is not available to the Gradle project, it will try installing it, and it will have to use the SDK manager to try to install CMake. But if your environment variables are messed up, like your Android home environment variables is messed up, it cannot find basically your Android SDK platform tools, I believe, like they need to be on your path for it to be able to run the SDK manager to install CMake. And it's a different CMake than the thing that you installed with Brew.
Okay.
So the thing you need, I guess you can do like React Native Doctor or whatever, but there's like, I think maybe we can do like another stream where we fix your setup.
That would be the most boring. That would be the most boring live stream. Actually, we did that. We did a live stream few months ago about me setting a new laptop, and we just went from very ground up. I installed the
C shell.
Yeah, the shell, terminals, Android Studio, Xcode, and like most of the stream was us waiting for something to download and install, and like we were able to play around with some tools, but because I didn't have my usual tools, I was almost unable to use my computer at all. Like none of my shortcuts worked. Nothing worked for me, and I got frustrated and stressed because I'm streaming live to a lot of people watching me setting a laptop in real time, which is really boring. So, and like we got a bunch of comments on that stream saying the title of this live stream is really misleading because you are saying that you will set up a ultimate development machine, and we are just waiting for Android Studio to download. So I learned my lesson.
What's your download speed? Like, what is your ISP? Maybe you shouldn't put your IP
like
address
300 megs.
Yeah. Okay.
It should be fine,
That's
honestly.
good. Yeah.
So we did hacking, and let's go to the next question. So how we're supposed to use it?
It's the host module, right? If you go,
I don't mean
not on a technical level.
Not on the technical level. So on the technical level, I know what I should do. I should just like follow the. Where is it? I got lost.
This is potentially, like, you can look at the bottom here, you can see the different files that it has, and I have like if you go to the README here, in this
To the README where?
of this repository that you're in, if you go to the README file. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm already like losing my focus, right? After
worries.
2.5 hours.
No worries. In the bottom here, it has like all the things that are included, and you can see like here what's included. You can see for the first part is like the things that you need to do for setting up the library part, and then the next part is like what do you need to do to consume the library.
Okay.
And you can see here we have like the app that actually imports the library and provides this calculator UI, and then we have this package JSON where the special things here is that you need to have the Node API example library, like that's the thing that we are building in this repo. Then you need to have the host package. That's important. It needs to be a dependency of the app, and so that would mean it's not something that the Node API example lib will provide for you, and that would be the same for basically if you're using any Node API module for React Native, you would need this host package right now.
That's very similar to Nitro modules.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
order to use any module written in Nitro modules, you need the Nitro module host package.
Yeah.
So, like, aside from Node API example lib, what are the libraries that I'm able to use right now? What are the other libraries?
It's a hen and the egg problem, right? Mary also talked about this thing where we want to. It's a goal of our project to also be able to support existing Node.js add-ons, right? It's not something that we've written an example on yet, but the tooling is there to be able to take those. If they ship with source code included, it should be possible to run the CMake RN the same way that we just did, if that makes sense.
So how we're supposed to do this? Include host package
Or install, in your
as dep for your app, and then include your Node API lib. No. Node API package, let's say.
Yeah.
As dependency. And then I have to basically like copy this to my project, right? Is there other way of getting the library? Like, does Node API have any dependency manager?
NPM?
npm
Fuck.
Node package manager.
Yeah. It's late. It's like 2 hours 33 minutes. I'm wrapping this up, guys, because like
It's fine. It's great.
I'm making more and more mistakes. But I really want to like get to bottom of this in my notes as well. So like how we're supposed to use it. Include host package as your dependencies as dependency for your app. Include your Node API package / library.
Yeah. And
as
so
dependency.
I think you're pointing to a good thing here. Like there will be, so right now there's no packages available that are built this way because we just launched it, right? It's just opened. So you cannot download some package that has these pre-builts inside of them, except if somebody in the chat, I don't know if somebody already published something. I don't think so. So the future is going to be a future where you just do npm install some package that has these pre-builts inside of them. Okay, that's the vision. The reality is that if you use something with C++ source code inside of it using CMake.js or Node.js, like the binding zip stuff, you can use the CLIs that we provide to like post process them in a way that you can load them into your React Native app. But they have to include the source code.
Include the source code, like
Of
actual
the
C++
native-
source code.
Yeah, the actual C++ source code. And like many packages do that, some packages don't. Like some packages don't. And again, there's also the same caveat that we went back to before. They cannot depend on any Node.js runtime APIs like the FS or Path or whatever, right?
Or any other system libraries. I've noticed some add-ons are depending on like DLOpen or very low level things which are not cross-platform, but that's like a detail.
But I think this is something that we can. It's a good call to action. Is also try this out, and like if you have a favorite thing that you wanna use this for, we definitely want to know about it. And especially if you run into something that's like, why does this not work? This was what I thought it would be. We want to learn about it because it's most definitely something we can do something about.
100%.
So can you give me that call to action? I'm gonna include it in.
I guess just try it out and help us move this forward. I think this is it's an exciting future. I'm really looking forward to building more libraries this way, and also just using dependencies from NPM more that are not necessarily made or built for React Native, but that I can use anyway. So what is the call to action is like try it out and let us know when you hit some snag, because it's most likely something we can do something about, and if it's not, we can tell you why it's not working, or when it's gonna be working. I think this is something that we want to move forward. Or I know that this is something we want to move forward. And also I'm looking forward to joining you in Poland in 1.5 months from now and talk about this.
Wrocław, yeah, hell yeah.
That's another good call to action.
Conf, baby.
You can use my promo code KRAEN15 to sign up and get a ticket 15% off.
Post it on the comments
in the chat.
Yeah.
Go do it.
So this is the code. And
We are talking React Universe.
Yeah. Didn't I say that? React Universe Conf. Yeah.
React Universe Conf, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. We had a laugh about React Native Soup and React Native Noodles and React Native Ramen. React Native Ramen would be great name for my new podcast about like having the ingredients. I'm gonna. This is a trademark. Don't use it, guys. I
already registered. I'm gonna see if it's
quickly NPM package. Reserve it.
Kran, you are doing this with me, so you are on board. Like we're doing this together. I wouldn't do it without you. You know about some parts of the ecosystem that I don't. So like, what else? I want to thank everyone for joining. We have almost 600 listeners and viewers right now. So that's great. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for writing all of the comments. And also, you can find us, me, Mario, Kran, on those handles on Twitter. Reach out to us if you have any questions, if you have some suggestions about the naming conventions or any other, like, if you want to trash my setup, that nothing works on my computer. It's not the Node API fault. It's my setup fault. Yeah. And right now I'm gonna play the outro music. Where's the outro music? Where's the outro? Okay, let's just do this. This is our outro music, and we will be fading out. And Mario, Kran, you can say your goodbyes now.
Thank you so much for joining the stream, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us just jab along. It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you so much for listening, for questions, and also for to Łukasz for hosting and taking us for a ride to show us how it works on your machine. And also for amazing questions from your side, because like you really wanted to dig deep into it, and we weren't expecting that on the first stream.
just final thing. It was a collaboration. It's been a collaboration, right? There's so many other people involved in this project already, and it wouldn't be anything without them. So yeah, there's a lot of people.
Do you want to maybe mention
just keep them?
Those people, or maybe some like external as well?
I think no one mentioned Nobody Forgotten, I think.
Okay.
Maybe I can highlight that it would be impossible for us without the work that Vladimir did, because basically he implemented all the JS runtime engine functions for us, and we just took it and put it to React Native. So huge thanks to Vladimir.
Thank you for making our React Native ramen more tasty and like more flavorful with more ingredients. Our plates are getting much bigger now. Okay, that's a wrap. Thanks again, and I will see. So with you guys, I will see both of you in 1.5 months in Wrocław. But actually, for our listeners and viewers, I'm live streaming tomorrow as well. We're doing React Native and React News tomorrow. So
that's gonna be all the same content, right?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna repeat this. Like this is recording, so I'm just gonna like play.
What's on the news?
Thanks, guys, and see you later. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bon appetit.
Thank you.